What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hoda Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay Bible, in the building. What's up, bro?
Not much, man. Glad to be back at it, after a couple of weeks hiatus here. But ready to get into another great episode. But want to quickly remind you, you can catch us on YouTube as well as follow us on TikTok at Hoda Husband Podcast. And those interested in promos or shout-outs, you can choose a DM on IG at Hoda Husband Podcast, as well as email us at hodahusbandpodcast@gmail.com. All right, T.
I also got my man SD in the building. What's up with you, man?
Nothing, man. Ready to get this show on the road. Excited about this episode. But first, let me give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hoda Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on thecore94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Glass Half Empty. And we're going to be having a discussion about how women are becoming less and less attracted to men and how they seem to have a pessimistic attitude towards men. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen trending or that has gone viral. And so we wanted to start off with this first video, which was a clip from the Joe Budden podcast. Where they were sharing a joke about women with the podcast, and Melissa Ford responded in a classic fashion. Let's take a look.
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, "Wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them." And Eve said, "Yeah, it's just not enough, is it?"
No, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
Well, that was kind of his point.
Oh, God.
That's kind of what he was saying. I mean,
Man, now the first time when I saw it, I thought she was being sarcastic at first. Like I thought she was, saying like kind of making a joke off of it. But then when you realize she's serious, saying? Like I love it when they prove the things or the common beliefs about women that we have. Stuff like this just proves it right every single time.
Yeah, man. I mean, think about it. How many times have we seen women leave marriages or destroy marriages? Actually, we have one kind of in the mainstream media right now because Tia Mowry done went back to her husband. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But she left. I wasn't happy. And then you look at the lives of some of them and you be like, man, what's going on? And you know what's crazy? I did a survey. I did 2 surveys. I asked women, if you were happy 50% of the time, would you stay in your marriage or would you leave? And I want to say about 65% of women said they'd leave, or it was over 50. They said that they'll leave. And I was like, man, 50%? Then I asked them, I said, what's more important in a marriage to you if you get married? Your happiness or the vows and commitment that you made? And again, over 50-60% of them said my happiness.
Happiness.
Yes. Like this fleeting feeling of happy that men cannot possibly fulfill in totality like that. Yeah. Like and another one that I asked women, because I love surveys, because when you got numbers, they're hard to dispute. So I asked the women on a daily basis, I said, how many times a week are you upset, this, that, frustrated, irritated, this, that, and not happy? And they said every day, like 5 or 6 times a day. And that's by themselves.
So what they're saying don't align with reality.
Exactly my point. But this is the thing. When you're dealing with women and feelings, nothing else matters. Not even the reality of the situation. It's not a logical thing with how they think about it a lot of times. It's emotions and feelings based. And so therefore, no matter what it is, they're right with those emotions and feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, I said, the thing with happiness is like happiness is such a relative term because it can kind of just mean whatever you want it to be. It's up to one's interpretation and opinion of what happiness is, because happiness to me might mean something different to somebody else. And I think, it's the same thing with a lot of women. So how is it that, a man's supposed to make you happy or keep you happy? I mean, it's impossible. SD, I remember a survey you did too. It was, I think you asked like how many different emotions you have a day. I forget how.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they have different emotions. Out of the majority said, they go through many different emotions a day. So how are you supposed to keep up with that? I mean, that's
what I was saying.
Yeah. See, well, I think the joke in the response kind of just spoke to the unrealistic expectation of always being impressed or always everything that is presented to you has to be over the top or overwhelming, and ultimately that's what leads to that unhappiness. Because I think men, for the most part, give me consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to meet a certain level of, there's a standard or expectation there, but you can give me that consistently and we good. You know what I'm saying? Like we not gonna be looking at it because I'm pretty sure if you had that survey for men, if you was happy 50% of the time, or your woman will leave you alone or not get out, however you word it to where you got 50% of off, I think overwhelming majority of men will sign up for that, because our lives are full of fixing problems, putting out fires, making sacrifices, spending money, like all these type of things that you have to do on behalf of someone else that usually don't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard women. I have videos of them on social media talking about they left their husbands because they wanted more. They not defining what more is, but just they wanted more. Somehow women understand
love vague phrases like that everybody gets to define.
Yeah. Somehow women understand what more is without a definition, but it's crazy, man, when you sit there and think about it. And then, a lot of the issue, is that men are becoming smart to this and saying, wait a minute, so you could just walk away because you want more. It's like you're not satisfied. And we see that because social media is ballooning that or putting that type of stuff on a pedestal to where it's like, well, if you ain't getting a dude that's buying you property for your birthday, then his flowers and his candy is nothing, you know what I mean, compared to that. If he only making $60,000, then he's not even worth, because that's not enough. It's got to be more. You know what I'm saying? Or else she's not going to be happy. So I just think it played out in real time, playing the joke. That was the comedian. And then her like, wait a minute, well, I was waiting for something else. Well, of course you were. Whereas the men all sitting there laughing up a storm because we get it. We understand it.
It's the reality.
Yeah, whereas for the women, a lot of times it's like, well, where's the punchline? Well, the punchline already happened. You just wanted something. You just wanted something more. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's another one. Remember this here thing where they was talking about the boyfriend store? Remember that?
Oh yeah,
the boyfriend store where you go to the first floor and you get a certain type of guy, and they like, nah, I want some more. And they go to the second floor and get a certain type of guy. Nah, I want some more. And they go to all these floors. Then they get to the top floor and they say, hey, go back down. You can't be pleased. And all these women keep going and keep going. And that's where these jokes come from. It comes from real life situations that a lot of men go through with trying to make a woman
ending relationships with quality dudes, and curving dudes that are actually husband material for some of the dumbest reasons whatsoever. I mean, we see the comments, we have the discussion, so we've seen it over the years. But there are theories on why X is no longer available to be dated, or why, just all these disqualifiers that they have that don't make sense. And when you look at the condition or the situation that most women are in, it's like, man, y'all are determined to prevent yourself from actually finding a quality relationship. And that kind of ties into the next video that we're going to be talking about today. This next video is a clip of comedian Cheryl Underwood talking with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay about her as a woman being the breadwinner in a relationship. Let's take a look.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't gonna agree with that.
I'm cool if you don't.
The breadwinner, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
I am advice and concurrence. He is the head of the household. This is what I
But what if you
believe.
got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe. He's a man. He is the head of households. People need to start reading Ephesians. That's what I believe. I may be strong-willed. I may make money. I want to make his life better and easier, but I'm not the head of the household.
I mean, I think she was kind of confusing the terminology. I see a distinction between being the breadwinner or the person that makes the highest salary versus being the leader or the head of the household. I agree that most women are going to disagree with her philosophy because I think most women would have a problem if they're bringing in a significant amount of money. They're not going to let a man tell them what to do with the money, even if what he's telling them is in the best interest of the family and the household or whatnot. There's going to be a disrespect or a you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just most women have a severe problem with that coming from a dude, a broke dude or a dude that make less than them. We see how much of a negative reaction they have at just the mention of those type of guys. So most women definitely couldn't be in a relationship or a sustainable relationship with one.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying about the women of today being that way because society has told them they strong and independent and don't need a man. So and then society has reduced men's value down to his wallet only in the eyes, especially social media and all that stuff. So yeah, it's gonna come with a lot of pushback, a lot of disrespect, and that's why a lot of guys don't like to date boss chicks because of the attitude, the very attitude.
Nah, they just insecure, man.
Yeah, all right. Because of the attitude, you know what I'm saying? The attitude and different things that you just mentioned. Because what's crazy about that is that what I kind of figure is that when men make money and stuff like that, we do this here and we're willing to sacrifice it for the family. Most men with family and wife and all that, but when you talk about women and them making this money, a lot of them are not willing to sacrifice it for the family. So when you said she'd have a problem with her telling her how to spend it as a couple, that's exactly the attitude or problem with why so many men don't marry them and why so many of them are divorced. Because the most that women who earn more than their husbands divorce their husbands way more than any other woman.
Yep.
Any other woman,
they feel
especially if they college educated.
They need to level up. I mean, remember when Sierra's song "Level Up"? Level up. Once you start making $300,000, the dude making $100,000 ain't on your level no more. You know what I mean? Like, so they feel like, even though we know that dwindles down your viral video where you're talking about the percentages and whatnot, but with the way that their emotions work, they not gonna be turned on and give themselves to a guy that make less than them, even if that dude is the one that invested in them and put them on. So it's just a sad reality.
So this year, This here is from the Institute of Family Studies. I want to read you something real quick. It say when a wife makes more than her husband's, the marriage struggles. Many relationships that do not conform to the traditional norms of the man playing the role of the provider do not fare well, with the marriages being 50% more likely to end in divorce, according to the study done from the University of Chicago. It's already 50%. With none of it, it's already.
But if that money ain't right, it's even worse.
If she makes more, it's 50% more likely. Even if she gets a raise and starts making more after they are married. Women who get a raise and start making more, because a lot of it has to do with hypergamy in women. That's got a lot to do with it, right? Meaning that women want men to be superior to them or over them in a lot of different aspects. We see it all the time, be it money, height, strength, weight, whatever the case, right? More experience, competence, whatever the case, right? So then when you talk about money, and now she moves up in money, but she's working with hundreds of men that make more than her man now. Brad coming here, man, 3-piece suit on, he making $400,000. Your man only making $120. Now you making $200. Now you like, man, I wonder what it'd be like to be with Brad. He's driving a Benz.
And she forget all about the positives,
all about her man, and start looking at him as less than. I can do better because he's better than me financially, and then a lot of them leave their man because of it, along with the long hours and still having the demands at the home and stuff like that also play a part in it. But it's a real thing, and it's why a lot of men see these problems in these women ahead of time. I know I do. When I meet a woman and she a boss chick, and the first thing she talk about is how much she make and she pay her own bills, dude, I'm going the other way. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah. But I mean, and you see this kind of stuff a lot too. Like they talk about, I saw a list that they had on social media, like the women that cheat the most and all that. But in particular, the nurses, because you know, they go through nursing school, they work their way up. Now they a nurse practitioner, and now they're around the doctors and the surgeons. But even though the past 5 years they've been getting their back blown out by the dudes in the warehouse, you know what I'm saying, like the workers at the weed man at the hospital and all this.
Not a fellas.
Once they level up, now they, you know, because women have this kind of misconception that whoever they have sex with is who that they're destined to be with. Like there's this misconception about that. And that's kind of thrown off because of all the artificial enhancements that women use to make themselves more sexually appealing to men. So their whole concept of who they're actually eligible to be with long term does not align with the reality. No matter how much money they make, it still is like a delusional perspective when it comes to that.
Yeah, but most of them, a lot of times, they wind up regretting it because they get out here in these dating streets like Tia Mowry and realize ain't nobody checking for you 9 times out of 10 like you thought they would. And if they checking for you, you quickly realize, especially if you're a little older, that they only checking with you to try to smash you. They ain't checking with you to provide
or have fun. You're right. Because providing is having a stable household is not the fun life that you see on your timeline. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of, especially from the male perspective. You know, I don't think men are really getting into marriage hoping for this glitzy, glamorous lifestyle. Men are looking for stability in somebody that they can envision long term being in a household with them. But I can definitely see why the single men of this generation are a lot more reluctant to get married, with the attitudes that we see expressed on social media every single day.
It's pretty high risk, high reward there. So they just, for a lot of them, juice ain't worth the squeeze, and for a lot of those women, those hiring women, a lot of them struggle in dating. But
yeah, I mean, most women, well, I think there are a lot of factors that explain why women struggle with dating. Largely because their success with dating for majority of their life has just been on their level of attractiveness or not. It's not like they've ever really had to develop skill. They don't have to learn how to holler at me. They don't have to perfect flirting with guys. Guys, if they're attractive, guys are going to naturally do their thing. And as they get older, that lack of skill puts them at a significant disadvantage on the dating market.
Yeah, dude. We see it. We see it right now. Not only is it the lack of skill, but really because men have approached them their whole lives and done everything to get them, they have no clue even what men want. Not even just attracting them. I mean, not even just like approaching them or anything like that, but just knowing what men really care about. Because if they did, they wouldn't come out here and talk about they wouldn't come out here and talk about their accolades. They wouldn't focus so much on accolades from colleges and degrees and their jobs and tell us about it, and then ignore their fitness so much, ignore their attitude so much, ignore the way they think, dress, and behave so much. If they actually knew what men that actually wanted something serious was attracted to, all they know who's attracted to them is men that want to sleep with them. That's the only thing that they know. And so that just requires a little sexuality, you know what I'm saying? A little leg, a little thigh, a little titty, a little cleavage.
Yep.
That's it. And so it disables them when they actually want serious relationships and marriage, because they don't know the first thing. They don't know the first thing about men outside of showing some skin, and then thinking that men want what they want in a man. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah.
Oh no, sound lost. Go ahead, T.
No, I was gonna say, and it's frustrating because no matter how many times we try to explain it to them, there's always pushback. They'll throw
You
us
sassy.
the exception to the rule. They'll talk about Cardi B and all these. They'll bring up celebrities. They'll bring up all these things that don't really align with the day-to-day, the engineer, the regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that lives a normal life, pays normal bills, and does not live a social media, I'm flying to Dubai every few months type of lifestyle. Like, that's not reality for most people. And so the guys that women or ignore and kind of are oblivious to are the guys that have the resources to provide a stable lifestyle. If your expectation of a lifestyle is realistic, you know what I mean? Like, and I guess that's where a lot of them go wrong, because from a matchmaker perspective, it just seemed like it would be so easy to put guys that you ain't got to be rich, but 75,000 and up that are on a path to be able to provide for a family. You would think it would be easy to find a woman to settle down with, but we know the reality.
Man, speaking, you just made me think of something real quick, dude. Because you mentioned Cardi B, and this is just wild to me, right? Had a husband, kid, all this stuff at home. The husband was a hoe, right? Cool. She left him and with another hoe. What is going on? Why you leave your man? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
why you leave your husband and your home and you know what I'm saying, to go and get with a hoe that's out here sleeping with everybody? Like,
that's all she liked, man. She liked the popping dudes.
Yep.
Man, dude, it just don't make no sense, bro. But yeah, all right, that just reminded me of that.
Let's keep things rolling, man. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into tonight's topic, glass half empty, where we're talking about the perspective a lot of women have on men and dating. You are tuned in to the How to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read, or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate, in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ho to Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Glass Half Empty. We're just going to be having a conversation about how women are becoming less and less attracted to men, and kind of developing a pessimistic attitude about dating in general. I wanted to start off by asking y'all, when y'all go out and y'all, you outside, do you focus more of your attention on the women that you are interested in shooting your shot at, or do you notice women that turn you off or you wouldn't be interested in? Because I think that's the way women approach things.
Man, I think I don't pay. I see everybody, so I see the facially challenged, out of shape chicks. I see them, but I'm not paying them any attention. If that you get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'll see them, like, oh, okay,
It's
much like. Yeah, like I see them even if they're in my face, but I ain't gonna remember them. I'm focused on the women that I would actually approach. That's where my focus is. If I ain't gonna really approach you, it's like if I go to the car dealership, right? And I'm looking for a Honda, but I know it's at a Bentley dealership. I ain't gonna even notice the Bentley. I'm gonna be like, man, I'm going to the Honda. I know they're there. I'll see them, but there's no point for me to focus on it. So I'm going to go straight to the Honda that I'm coming to get. And then that's the one I'm going to focus on because that's what I came there for. So the same thing is like when I go outside, right? Not saying the chick, I should have reversed that. Like there's a bunch of Hondas and then I'm going to get a Bentley. Y'all get what I'm saying, right?
We got the gist there. We know
y'all get what I'm saying. So no, I don't really pay them no attention. I see them, but then the chicks that I like, those are the ones that I start focusing on, seeing how she move, who she talking to, who she around, if she there with somebody. Ugly chicks, I don't care who you there with. It don't matter.
What about you, Jay? What you pay attention to when you're outside?
I mean, like I said, I try to, when I go outside, I try to keep the scene focused on everything. So I like to see what the scene is like, what the vibe's like. But I'm gonna focus my time, energy, and attention towards the ones I'm actually interested in, or I can see myself shoot my shot. And like I said, like SD said, I'm watching what she do, who she came in the spot with, who she's talking to. I watch all that stuff. But I see, maybe she's by herself at the bar. Hey, maybe try to spark a conversation there. But I think, there's a difference with women. I would say, they might talk to the guy that they're not interested just because they like the attention.
Well, I think there are a couple things that lead to who they end up talking to. I think the primary thing is most women don't want to deal with rejection, so they're not about to approach a guy, especially out in public. But I've been around lots of women and just hearing them talk, like we're at weddings or just functions in general, and it seems like their focus is there. I see it with my daughter, with her friends, with my wife, they friends. It's like they can instantly, the way that we would notice a big booty walking in is how they notice a guy with something that they find unattractive. And it's like, even when I ask my daughter, like, so she can't name no cute boys at school. She ain't got no attractive boys in the whole school. And to me, that don't make no sense. So to me, that tells me that what y'all are focusing on or are the negatives instead of the kind of the approach that guys take, where we know we're not gonna find no perfect 10. And so we're looking for women and girls that meet a range that is comfortable for us. But I think women, or just women, females in general, almost have an instant no, like they almost predisposed to curving guys instead of actually seeing what it is or giving the guys a valid chance.
But you know what I do? Like, if it's a chick that's she's not really attractive in the face, but if she got a nice body, I notice it. Like it depends. But will I just talk to her just to smash or something like that? Because I know that I wouldn't kick it with her, but her body is amazing. like I know that I wouldn't make her my lady or nothing like that, but her body is crazy. Like I'll look at her, but I'm not gonna approach her just to smash because she got a banging body. Like I ain't gonna move like that. So
that's because you've grown. But I think in general though, guys approach dating not with no expectations. So going from not knowing you, now we talking, and then we end up, even if we only smash once or twice, that's seen as a success from a male perspective. Even if we don't fall in love, even if we don't not in a relationship. So men are not going to be looking at these as negative dating experiences. For guys, that is almost always universally going to be seen as a positive. And so I think that could be a major factor why guys are not focused on the negative aspect of dating and the negative things, like the way that I see women are.
But see, I think women look for reasons to reject and men don't, because women get approached. True. So yeah, they looking at reasons to reject because they get approached a lot. Whereas men, we have to do the approaching. So yes, we're looking at reasons to approach. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in two different worlds when it comes to dating. So therefore, I don't expect the women to look at reasons why they would approach a guy, because most times they're not going to do it. 9 times out of 10. So their approach on dating and stuff like that is going to be the complete polar opposite of men because of how it's treated in the dating world, because of just how we are. So I
always laugh like when you see guys talking, with a long list of what they won't do, what kind of women like guys that have a long list of things that they're eliminating women. It's like, man, you're not really in a position. You have to refine your hunting skills, or or what you identify when you're out scouting, because going on a date and telling a woman a list of do's and don'ts, like those are all things that you should have pre-screened her for. You know what I mean? Like I think for the guys that have success, that's one of the reasons. They're like y'all both just mentioned it. I'm able to sit back, see who she came with, see who she socialized. Like you're studying her from afar before you make the close shoot your shot.
Get up there.
And the same thing, the guys that are more efficient, noticing who's in the spot, who's moving around. And for me, the difference maker, or the thing that would encourage me to shoot my shot, is who is checking for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm keeping very keen attention to who's smiling at me, who's looking at me, because I've learned that's who you got the best chances with. And so guys that I thought all guys were doing these type of things in the club, but obviously there are dudes that are clueless to what's going on.
Yeah, man. I don't know about that, because if I see a chick that I really like, I like shorty, I don't even care who looking at me. I don't even care, because if I take shorty that come to me, if I take her that come to me, now shorty over there might see it. So I gotta go for what, you know what I'm saying? And then it'll mess it up, right? So I gotta try to
politics.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. It depends, man. So I peep chicks looking at you and look away, or trying to get close to you, or something like that, or small talk. Like I know.
Okay. So let me ask you. So this is kind of like the most difficult thing for guys, approaching a group of women.
I'm good.
I don't usually do that neither.
No. I mean, no, I'm good with it. I'm all right.
I was gonna say most guys don't do it, but my question to you, SD, is how did when you walk into the approach, have you already predetermined who you want, or are you gauging a reaction?
No, if I'm walking up to a group now, if I'm walking up to a group like that in order to shoot, I already see who I'm shooting at. I'm walking up. I'm going to introduce myself to everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Listen, I saw you while I was over there. You had just came out the bathroom. I don't know if you dookied or what, but you know what I'm saying? But I saw you go in. You took like 10 minutes, so I don't know if you dookied or I ain't trying to get in your business. I just wanted to know if you were single.
Stupid, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, I try, like, if it's something where I could try to make a joke or something like that, but I like to do the approach. I've been like that since I was young. My guys then would be scared to go when we was in Miami, so I would go up and talk to the girls, and all of them come around. Yeah, so that type of stuff really don't bother me. And then, you know, going to these different podcast shows and different things like that, where it's 4,000-5,000 people there during the intermissions between shows, I'm in the crowd. I'm in the crowd talking to groups of women. Like, yo, I see y'all over here. Y'all enjoying the show? What's up? How y'all doing? So it's just one of them things. Even if I ain't trying to talk to nobody, I'm just being social and going to talk and like, yo, do you follow me? What's up? Do you da-da-da-da? And then sparking conversation. So it's one of them things for me where I'm good with it. Like, it don't bother me at all. I don't care about rejection. I don't care if she tell me she got a man. Like, none of that stuff bother me because it's just the way the game goes. Yeah, like, I've been rejected more times than I've been successful. But that's just the way that it goes. So it don't bother me now. Jay, what about you? I heard you say that you ain't really
I really don't.
a group
you know what?
type.
I don't really. I am not the type to really approach a group. It's just not my thing. Like what I do if I see a go by myself, leave the group or something, I would try to catch it that way. But I don't necessarily go to a group and approach it. But yes, Steve, I might take that page out your book then.
But you know what happens a lot of times when she walk off. This is what happens sometimes when you go try to catch a girl, she done walked off. Typically, her friends come over. And you know what I'm saying, to see what's going on. And now you standing around, you got 4 other people standing around you, and you introduce yourself anyway. You know, I kind of got that too from introducing myself to mamas when I was younger, with women that used to be with their mom. Yeah, you know, like
you gotta introduce yourself. How you doing, man? Compliment. But one of the things when that helped with approaching a group, I don't know when it clicked for me. But I think it was like around 9th grade. I stopped calling girls, and I would use ladies. How y'all ladies doing? You know what I'm saying? Like just like I think it was from Boys in the Hood. How Trey was kind of approaching. What's going on, ladies? Y'all good? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Just using that word choice, you got a different reaction. You know what I mean? And so I would use flirtatious phrases like that. Oh man, y'all must be the cute clique. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff, little stuff like that to let them know I do see attractiveness. And then from there, I'm trying to play. A lot of times I would smash more than one out of the clique. So I'm gonna play it cool to see who's having the most interest in me. You know what I mean? Like so, because I've had situations where you choose the wrong you choose the friend that don't give head. You choose the friend that, you know what I'm saying? Like so, that was my approach. But I think that was maybe not the most honorable approach or the most ethical.
This must be the big titty crew over here. Oh, y'all got double H crew over here. Hey man, listen. Hey, funny story. I remember we was in Miami, and one of my guys, he don't like approach women like that. Like he's not that guy, but he had something to drink. And so we sitting there, man. We went to Fridays. It used to be on the corner of Ocean Drive, and used to sit outside. So we all outside. This group of girls come over there and sit down. It was like 10 of them right next to our table. My guy turned around. He was like, "Whoa, what? Hey, what's up, lady? Hey, are those 38s?" He was talking about her titties. And she was like, she didn't even say nothing. She looked at him and turned her back to him, and he was like, "Man, I just thought they were 38s." And you could just see how men that aren't comfortable with women play themselves in certain environments. So you have to be careful with how you approach, because now he was getting clowned by the whole table.
Yeah, man, you
Oh,
can
y'all let him
clown.
definitely embarrass
y'all let him
yourself.
have it.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't eat his
man,
onion rings or nothing. He just left.
this last week, I think it was with about a week or so ago, Ryan Clark with ESPN had put out a video talking about the nostalgia of shooting your shot at a chick and it actually working, and how a lot of guys this generation don't have any success with that.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, it made me think about like my wingman moments where you got a friend, where it's you and your homie and some roommates, like those type of situations where you get to use your homeboy synergy, you know what I'm saying, like to smash them chicks. You throwing alley oops to each other, like those are like to this day. Those are the kind of moments that bond me and my friends together. And so even we 45, 46 years old, we can still think of the roommates, the friends,
Bruh.
you know, the situations as
I gotta
lifeless
tell this story.
memories. Go ahead.
I gotta tell this story because we still talk about this to this day, man. I still get clowned for this. So me and my boy, we was in Miami on Ocean Drive again. We met these two chicks. We with the chicks. We walked off from the rest of the crew. It was like 10 of us. They left, they girls, whatever. So we hanging out. We at the hotel. We're off to go to my room. But we on like the balcony part that they had with like a bar or something like that. So the girl I was talking to said, so what? So you and Tony sharing a room? I said, who the hell is Tony? And she was like, ain't your boy named Tony? And I was like, I don't know no Tony. You know what I'm saying?
Did he try to wink at you or something? Hey,
She went straight. Listen, she walked straight over to her girl and was like, his name ain't Tony. And he looked at me like, and I didn't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't tell me that he told her that his name was Tony and not his real name. So
you gotta discuss stuff like that up front,
I know,
bro.
but he hold me accountable for the wingman because after that, she was like, "No, girl, they lying. Let's go." And we both didn't get no coochie.
That's crazy.
So he holds me accountable for it when he never told me. He was like, "Bro, that's been my name out here." I'm like, "This is my first time out here with you. I don't know your wingman name. It's Tony." Bro, I said it so strong, and I put a look on my face. I said, "Who the hell is Tony?" She was like, "Your guy named Tony." So that's my wingman moment where I destroyed the coochie for the night. And yeah, man, it was a dry night on South Beach back then.
Funny.
Man. So yeah, man. So hey, it happened. So you know, but hey, so Jay, let me ask you something.
Yep.
Let me ask you something, man. How do you like deal with rejection from women? Like when you approach them and they ain't really with it. Like how does that?
You know what? This is what I do. I kind of just take it for what it is. I'll be like, all right, sweet. Well, look, you go ahead and enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy your day, and I'll just kind of walk away and move on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go beat myself up. Hey, she wasn't interested. You know, at the end of the day, when you shoot your shot, listen, you can't have them all.
Yeah, you can't. Terry, how did you deal with it back in the day? I think you kind of dealt with it how I did.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't tripping. You know, it didn't bother me because I would rather get rejected instantly so I can no longer waste my time and energy on the chick. So it didn't bother me whatsoever. And I've always had the attitude, if I ain't smashing, I hope one of my homies can hit. So I wouldn't say nothing disrespectful. I wouldn't even trip, because a lot of times a chick that rejected me may come back around, or she may end up having a friend that if she's attractive, I can guarantee one of my other partners is attracted to her too. So there's a good chance that your cousin, your roommate, or friend could be one of the chicks that may be more interested than you. So never, ever, ever make it hostile or some "you hurt my feelings or broke my heart" type situation.
You know,
that's crazy.
But that's what going through the whole phase for men, especially back then, back in the 90s, in the early 2000s, that's one thing it really prepared us for, because we had to personally approach women. And so we became used to rejection, but it was an abundance mindset. Like, yo, okay, I lost one, but if I talk to 10 chicks, then I know
Just
I'm gonna
need
get
one.
at least one. Yeah, I know I'm at least get one. So on to the next one. So it created that type of mindset where you really didn't care. There's no need to be disrespectful because you realize everybody ain't gonna like you and everything don't go your way. Because it was no cell phone, it was no Instagram and where you could just DM a chick and remove the personalness from it. You had to get personal, and in order to get somewhere with women, you had to become a certain type of way and be respectful and all these here types of things. So I think that's why a lot of these dudes get disrespectful. A lot of them get violent or whatever the case when they are rejected because they never had that personalness, that upbringing where they had to get rejected constantly while they were going through their whole phase, because it happens more times than not when you in your whole phase and you talking to so many women. Your success rate ain't that high, but at least you learn
Get so
character
used
traits.
to it.
Yeah, you
get so
learn
used to
character
it.
traits.
You like I said, you learn to work with others. You have so much more success when you're around other guys that have success with chicks. That's why, like you said, guys take group guy trips, because your odds of success are going to be drastically improved if you're around other guys, especially the ones that are focused on that. You know what I'm saying? You have the married guys that's just there to have fun or whatnot. But the dudes that's still in their whole phase, that's serious about it.
Oh yeah.
That's they do all, they pay for Uber. Hey, you got the homeboy, you don't see him until it's almost time to leave.
Yeah.
That's serious. Oh man, I got another room with Shorty else there. Like you be like, damn, we was sharing. I thought you had a room. But the dudes that's serious about making them kind of moves, they know the playing field that they operate in. Looks like we are up against the clock, man. We about to get up out of here. Before I go, man, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get this episode knocked out. This has been another episode of the Ho to Husband Podcast, y'all. Peace.